Increase the practice of the bodiless stage, ashariri or videhi. Pass with honors. Practice forgetting your body and the world of bodies and become bodiless, a resident of the supreme abode. Then from being a resident of the supreme abode, become stable in the avyakta stage. Then come into sound to do service. While doing service, maintain the awareness of your form. Engage your intellect wherever you want in less than a second, and you will then be passed with honors.
Om Shanti. Welcome to Vikti Parivar. Today's day 10. Increase the practice of the bodiless stage. Ahashariri or Videhi. Today's topic, pass with honors. Now we will listen to Mohini Didi.
Om Shanti. Everyone is well and everyone is okay. Baba really inspires us and aspires us for the higher goals. Brahma Baba also used to tell us, children, keep the aim to pass with honor. I know that as for in education, Lokik, pass with honor is like after 90% or some percentage or 100%, you become pass with honor. But that is different, right? Getting marks in exam, you have to write exam, you have to, sometimes we remember some things, some don't. And honor really is respect, right? It's a kind of award, you're winning something. Even for many times you have been given an opportunity which is very high to serve. Oh, it's my honor that I have been given this chance to speak or to be on this seat or to conduct something. No, we use the word honor. So respectfully, in the sense of that sometimes it does happen. We all have whatever level of education, but we always found that there are pass marks. I heard these days in India is 40%, but when I was a student was only 36%. And then you get 50 something, then you get, so first division, second and third, right? So some, they study just to pass, right? And some study that they have to pass with honor. And for us, it's two levels. One is studying, and other is in practical life, situations. So in study, we say, yes, every day I listen to Murli, revise Murli, and then I use that points of knowledge to pass in every situation, observe every scene of drama without being emotionally affected. I remember that there was one Baba's child, one word he will always say, Waha drama. Then he will say, Waha Baba. So once I asked him, why don't you say Waha Baba first and Waha drama second? He said, no. You have to appreciate drama. Drama. Whatever happened, waha drama. And that is only possible if I want to pass with honor. Situation came, whether it was of attachment or anger or no, because I mentioned everyone has so many different sanskars, right? And those sanskars, when they activate, then our sanskars emerge, right? And as I already mentioned a few days ago, that Radhi Gulzar said, you cannot react until you have sanskars. But we always point out that this happened because of someone else. This happened because of this one. So we have to look into ourself and self-transformation, which is very, very important. I remember that royalty of Brahma Baba. When before renunciation, in those days people used to wear buttons of diamonds and even in their shirt, and of course, so many of them equal to Baba in prosperity. But after renunciation, when he was given name Brahma, then of course Baba was very, very simple. He was very simple, but whether he was defamed, whether he was humiliated, whatever people did to him, but his personality, he never felt defamed. He never felt humiliated. And it's surprising that how did he maintain, and that's called pass with honor. He never after that said, look what they did to me. They shouldn't have said this. As if nothing touched him. Even wherever, he was taken for like local council, wherever, he just was gentle, sweet, smiling, and he spoke only when it was necessary. He never defended himself. Most of us, anything happened, we defend and try to prove. He didn't. Because he was what he was. No, that's the dignity, that's the honor. He knew he is instrument of God and what he is becoming in future. So Baba was real, know what I'm saying, real, in the sense of passing with honor. So it's not only a pass in the sense of, but just be careful you don't fail. And when you fail, it's difficult to again pass with honor. Like Brahma Baba never failed in anything. Either gave up courage or gave up the path, or sometimes says, it's very difficult, never. With his age, with 300 children, just imagine his, but it was his courage which was leading all of us. Like I used to notice even with Dadi Janki, whatever her age is, but there was so much courage, so much enthusiasm. So pass with honor is self-respect, self-dignity, and remind yourself that we are God's children, so we all have to keep aim to be number one and to pass with honor. I think we all will make attempt for that and do it, have courage, as Baba said, is important that we pass with honor. Om Shanti.
Om Shanti, Avyakti Parivar. How is everybody? Everybody is fine. Well, Didi was reminding us of how important it is to aim to pass with honors, not just to pass, not just to get that 36%. When I was going to school, I had to get 50% to pass. I don't remember 36% and 40% to pass. It was always a fifth of percent that you need to get in order to pass. And then, of course, if you're going to pass with honors, you have to get, I think, at least 75% in the subjects that you do. And then, of course, there was another one, pass with distinction. And so I suppose passing with distinction and passing with honors would be the same. So what is it you want to do? Pass with honors, just pass with honors, or pass with distinction? All right, so Baba is putting that right back in our hands and telling us that the choice is yours. As he said, he has given us all the knowledge, that he didn't give knowledge to some of us in an incognito way. He didn't sneak into our dreams and say, hey, here's a secret, nobody else knows this secret to past efforts. And so I'm giving you the secret to that. No, Baba never did that. Whatever he told Father Brahma, he told every single one of us. So he's saying that it is up to us that how to use it. And of course, we will use it according to our capacity. And because we use it according to our capacity, we get a percentage. But even that percentage, let's aim for the 50. Even if it's just pass, it's fine, but aim to pass. And of course, inspiring us, and as Smriti says, aspiring us, we are aspiring to get to this higher passing with honors. But what I want to share with you tonight is there were two things that I think is very, very interesting. And one is the point that we have to practice tomorrow, but the other is something that really struck me in today's Murli. And I think they are connected. So tomorrow's practice, it was interesting that Baba is saying to be the bodiless stage, that we need to first go to the incorporeal world, to the home, and then we would come back into the avyakt, and then we would come back into the corporeal. So we are becoming karma yogis, we're coming into the body. The awareness of being in the body is that we're karma yogis, we have to do actions. And so what is it that happens to the soul in that bodiless stage when the soul experiences itself? I am the bodiless being. I am that incorporeal being. I am with Baba in that sweet, silent home. I am incorporeal, egoless, viceless, and I'm with Baba. And I'm holding that stage in the awareness that I'm in that home and I'm with incorporeal Almighty Baba. It gives us that sense of what Baba described in today's Murli as completely pure. One is peace. And being in the incorporeal world is being in that total experience of Shanti. But I think it also gives us an experience of the complete purity he was talking about today. So every time I experienced the bodiless stage in the home with Baba, I'm experiencing Baba as the ever pure one. And I'm drawing on that experience of complete purity. And then he said, come into the Avyakt. Come into the Avyakt form. And so I leave that region of light. I leave the silence of the home. And then I come into that subtle Avyakt awareness. And the subtle Avyakt awareness is being an angel, is being in my body of light and being in the awareness that I am light. The soul is light, and in the Avyakt stage, the soul is in its body of light. So that is double light. And in today's Murli, Baba was saying that you are lucky because your purity was different from the purity of the copper-aged souls, even of the prophet souls, of the sannyasis, of all these different souls that were remembered because of their purity. And he says, your purity was different because your body was pure and the soul was pure. And so this Avyakt stage is an experience of that at the confluence age, that I, the soul, am pure as an angel, and the Avyakt body, the angelic form, that form of light is also pure. So that's my double pure that he's talking about. And I'm having an experience of it here. It's not that I have to be in the golden age. That's a different kind of purity that he says we have, of the body being pure and the soul being pure. But at the confluence age, we also have this experience of our body of light is pure and the soul is pure. And then we come into the corporeal form. And today he said something very significant. He says that when you come into the awareness of being a soul in the body, you are a karma yogi, but the soul is about to do actions. So what awareness am I in before I do that action? If I'm in the awareness of being a master, of being a sovereign, the quality of my actions will be according to the position that I'm in. And if I'm in that position, that in the awareness actually forms a position as well. So I'm aware of who I am, but I'm acting from a certain position. So if I'm saying I am a self-sovereign, then I'm acting from the position of being a master, of being an authority, of being a ruler, of being a king. Those were the words that he used. And so that's a position I am about to act from. And so he wants us to be in that awareness and take a position before we decide what action I'm going to do. So it kind of raises the standard of the quality of the action that I will do. But if I'm in an ordinary consciousness, he said, then that's what your actions will be. They will be ordinary. And so this thing of self-respect that Didi was talking about, and the honor that she was talking about, that, you know, if you're given a very special task to be part of, you would say to the person who has given you that task, Oh, it's such an honor to serve in this capacity. It is such an honor that you invited me to be the president, the honorary president of this particular project you're doing. So it's like an honor to do actions from that position that Baba has given us, or is asking us to be the embodiment of, to be the form, is an honor. And so I think it is very beautiful. If we were to look at today's Murli in relation to the practice of tomorrow's point, and seeing, connecting to Baba as the ever pure one, it's going to be a very, very enriching and fulfilling experience tomorrow of all three of the stages he's asking us to experience. But along with that, in today's Murli, he was not just talking about us being the embodiment of the power of purity, but he was also talking about us being the embodiment of the power of truth. And he called us Satyavadi. And so being the embodiment of that pure truth, because he was saying the foundation of real truth is it comes from the basis, from the foundation of purity. If Baba didn't take us through the process of becoming pure, if Baba wasn't the purifier, I don't think we could have become the embodiments of truth, because he had to clean out the gift of Ravan from our system. And he said that the sanskaras that you're claiming to be yours, and you have then invited them into your being, our beings, and given them a space, and they took up that space within us, and now we can't get rid of them, are the gifts from Ravan. And so he was asking us to pay attention to something. And as we're practicing the 3 levels tomorrow, the 3 stages of incorporeal, of the Avyakt, and then of the Karma Yogi, I think it's very important to understand this very beautiful explanation that Baba gave to us of how the mind and the intellect work in creating sanskaras. So today he says that upheavals begin in the mind. The cause of upheavals is the mind. But then the intellect cooperates with the mind. And the intellect cooperates with the mind and says, yes, whatever you're telling me to do, I'll do. But the trigger is not just what's happening in the mind, even though he says we need to practice man manabhav in order to control that mind, but we also have to look at the quality of the sanskaras that I'm claiming to be mine. So if I claim Ravan's gift as my sanskaras, then the upheavals in the mind will be according to that my. If my sanskaras are Ravan sanskaras, that's what the mind will be in upheaval about. But if my sanskaras are Baba sanskaras, Baba being the world benefactor, then that will remove the upheaval from the mind. And the intellect, he's saying, will cooperate either way. If the mind is in upheaval, the intellect will cooperate with that mind. If the mind is connected to the sanskaras of God, then the intellect will also cooperate with that. So I want to ask you to look at this little method, this beautiful method that Baba described in today's Murli, so that we can return to our true identity of being a soul. Who am I? I am truth. That's my eternal sanskara. Who am I? I'm pure. That's my eternal sanskara. So when I return to this, my sanskaras, to be like Baba, then the mind and the intellect will work according to those eternal sanskaras. So when I practice Man Manabhav tomorrow in my incorporeal, my Avyakt, and my Karma Yogi stage, remember though being the master, being the self-sovereign first. That's who I am as a soul. And then look at how my three abilities are working and what it is it's connecting to at these three levels. So homework, right? Lots of homework. Study the Murli again. Understand what Baba is saying in today's Murli. And then use the Murli as a basis to practice tomorrow's Avyak signal. Okay, lots and lots of love and Om Shanti.